Welcome back to digital class, and now we are looking at energy forms and uses. And now we are focusing on the topic light. Okay, so the first thing we should understand that light is a type of energy that enable us to see things in our surrounding. Okay, however, when we talk about light, light is actually, or a light source basically, it actually emits light on its own. Okay, there's a light source that emits light on its own. For example, we have natural light source like a sun, like the sun, bright sun that we have. It actually is a light source. Or like a glowing firefly, it actually emits lights on its own. But we also have, on the other hand, have light source that is actually created by human, man-made. For example, like light bulbs, torchlight, these are something that human made it. Okay, and now let's go back to this seeing things here. Okay, now we're able to see things is actually because of two ways. Okay, the first is basically an object actually itself emitting light into our eyes. That's why we can see. So these are objects. They are actually a light source. Let me just put the word light source because itself have light. That's why we can see. So let me just highlight the word emits lights into our eyes because the object is a light source. So example, you can see the sun, light bulbs, or glowing firefly. And most of the things that we can see is not because that object emits light and we can see, but it's because that it's reflecting the light into our eyes. Okay? So anything that you see, as long as it does not emit light, basically is reflecting light into our eyes. So for example, books, trees, buildings, all of these things are reflecting light. And where does this light comes from? Either from this natural light source or from the man-made light source. For example, now I'm in the room discussing and sharing this with you. I'm able to see maybe the booklet that I made. This booklet I'm able to see because I'm reflecting the light that is created by this light bulb, emitting by this light bulb. That's why I can see. Okay? So that's basically about light. So now let's focus on the properties of light. Now, properties of light, we have three main very important one, which you must know and must remember. So first, light travels in a straight line. Okay, light travels in a straight line. Second, light can be reflected. And third, light can be blocked. Okay, and now let's look at the first properties of light. Now, properties of light, number one, light travels in a straight line. So for example here, you can see this is the light bulb. And again, light bulb emits light as its own. Then this light will be like transferring in a straight line and into our eyes. Can you see here? Okay. So as you can see, when there's holes here, right? When this hole is being aligned in a straight line, I can see the light. Okay. Now, when holes on the cardboard align in a straight line, light from the light bulb can directly enter the eye. Okay, because light travels in a straight line. However, if this light, example this light, is producing here, but because this cardboard are not arranged in a straight line, then I can't really see. You can see my eye actually can't really see the light. Why? Because it's being blocked by the cardboard. Okay, so again, when the holes on the cardboard are not aligned in a straight line, light from a light bulb cannot travel through the cardboard and light as light travels in a straight line. So our eyes cannot see the light bulb. Okay, so this is basically what happened. Now let's move on to the second properties of light. The second properties of light is light can be reflected. So as we have discussed here, that we can see an object. Example, this booklet, an object, is because the object is reflecting the light and showing to us. So again, example, why Mr. Low able to see this box? Why? Because the sun, which is the light source, is actually shining the lights, and this box reflect the light provided by the sun into my eyes. That's why I can see. Okay, the light from the sun falls onto the box and is reflected by the box into Mr. Law's eyes. That's why I can see the box. Okay, And another case that maybe you can understand is, example, I'm here, I'm holding a mirror. Okay? Example, this is a sun. Now you are standing here and in a cover place. So I can reflect the light and you'll be, it's too shine, it's too bright. Why? Because I'm reflecting a lot of light into your eyes. So even if I use mirror as a case, that will be a case also. Okay? Now the third one, properties of light, is that light can be blocked. And what happens is when light is being blocked, it will form something called the shadow. However, these shadows can be different in different cases. So for example, if I have this torch shining light here, okay, this torch shining light here, if the object that is blocking the light is an opaque object, means that the light that cannot pass through. Again, opaque means the light cannot pass through. Then a very dark shadows will form here. So you can see my example here. Opaque object allows no light to pass through, hence we cannot see through the object and it results in a dark shadow. Now the second case here, if the object that is blocking the light is a translucent object, means that an object that we can kind of somehow see through it a little bit. Again, a translucent object allows some light to pass through. And because of that, there will be light shadows forming here. Means that it's not a dark shadow, but it's a light shadow. Okay, as you can see here, we cannot see through the object clearly, we can, it results in a light shadow. Now the third case, when it's touch, but here I have a transparent object here that's kind of blocking. Does it really block it? It depends, okay? Now, because transparent object allow most light or all light to pass through, that's why we cannot really see a very good shadow here. It can be either very light shadow or it can be a no shadows at all. Okay, so that's basically what happened here. Okay, again, light can be blocked, and when light is being blocked, it will show shadow. And we shall learn about shadow more in the next video. Okay, so again, just a quick revision. We have learned about the three properties of light. What are the three properties? Again, we learn about light travels in a straight line, light can be reflected, and light can be blocked. And again, this is just so important because the question likes to ask, this is the scenario. What properties of light is being described here or is being shown here? Okay, that's all for this video and I hope you learned something. Thank you. See you. Bye bye.